Log on to CCR Ghana Radio. Log on to CCR Ghana Radio.
Good evening, you're welcome to CCR Ghana Radio. This is your Health Our Concern. And we thank you, God, so much for your life and the time that you have joined us. We appreciate such wonderful love that you shown us. And tonight, we come your home, wherever you find yourself, with such a wonderful education on your Health Our Concern. This evening is about prematurity, the challenges and the solution, and how we can help each other in these times. And so wherever you find yourself, I encourage you to share the link on Facebook and YouTube as well. Invite your friends, family members, and all those that you can reach so that we can all educate ourselves. Kindly note that you can share your question on Facebook Live or on YouTube, and I will read to our guest here, and you shall have the right answer you need. All right, so this evening we are blessed with 3 wonderful doctors from Konfanoche Teaching Hospitals, and I will invite them to mention their names, and well, it's okay to allow them to mention their own profile to us. Let me not do all the talking here. So please, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Ow, like a qua. I see you practiced this before you came, man. I'm not sure. You yourself now, you have been surprised. So who will start for us? Just your name and how do we choose a word or the unit you find yourself, please?
Okay.
The man in the middle.
We always start with females, ladies first.
Today I'll change the rules.
Okay, my name is Brighter Buffo. I'm a house officer at the MBU CAT.
Okay, all right, thank you so much. And then I'll go to the left.
I'm Ifania Mayanka, a resident at MBU CAT.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yes, please, now come to my right.
We are all from Mother and Baby Unit, MBU. So I'm Victoria Damwamba. I'm a pediatrician at MBU.
Okay, all right. As you can see, tonight is a very special edition. So please get your questions ready. And they already have their answers ready. All right, so we want to come back to the studio and just start with tonight's session, prematurity, the challenges and the solutions. So before then, November, why November? I want to start with this before you continue with your teaching. Why November? Well, for people do weddings in December and then by November, now one neighbor and now I said, didn't you?
Oh no. No. It doesn't have that connotation. So basically, this is a worldwide thing. Let me say, this celebration is worldwide, and it started as far back as 2008.
Okay.
Yes, where it was something to let the whole world know about to get to know their unique problems, to let people just be aware of the fact that these are what these babies go through, and these are what the parents go through, and these are what the hospitals also do for them. So this it's actually a whole month of celebration, but then the main day is on the 17th of November each year. Yeah, it's been something ongoing for a long time to create that awareness. And purple is our color.
Yeah. Oh, you should have told me now. Next time, next year. All right, so why this whole pretense thing is so important? Of course, as you mentioned, you're creating awareness. And having you three here means that it is something that is so dear to you. So what is it all about? What do we need to know about pretense?
There's a whole lot. We have a whole lot for you.
Yes.
But to start with, this year, our main theme is Zero Separation, Act Now. Zero Separation, Act Now. So we are talking about zero separation between the babies and their parents, or the baby and the mother. Okay. So it stems from a couple of studies that have gone on that has proven that preterm babies, and in fact a lot of sick babies, do better when they are kept close to their parents.
Oh, really?
Yes, right from day one. So then, even way before this theme was chosen, there was the Kangaroo mother care. It's a practice that has been going on for a while, yes. So that was something that was quite specific to babies who were born with very low birth weights, like babies with less than 2.5 kilos. So right after birth, within the first hour, it's needed that you keep the baby and the mother together. That has a whole lot of benefit. But of late, because of COVID and its associated anxieties and fears, a lot of health facilities found themselves separating the mother and the baby, just so that, we are afraid mothers should not infect the baby, that kind of thing. And it had a lot of psychological trauma to it for the parents, and then the babies were not surviving as much as they used to. So now this is awareness that let's go back to where we started from. Keep the baby and the parents, baby and the mother together. Start acting now.
Well, if I understand the word zero separation, it means that there shouldn't be any obviously what's a man from a crampon phantom. So I don't know whether there's something demonstration. What do you mean by zero separation? This one, who should I go to? Okay, to my left.
So sometimes when a mother gives birth to a baby and the baby is ill, the baby has to be taken away from the mother so that treatments can be initiated to help the baby, restore the baby back to health. So in that sense, you would separate the baby and the mother. So in particular, when it comes to preterm babies, what we are emphasizing is that as much as possible, we should not separate them. And Dr. Vicky has talked about the essence of Kangaroo mother care and how important it is in keeping the mother and baby together.
We want to explain that by imagination. What is the kangaroo thing?
All right. Okay, so the kangaroo is an animal that has a pouch in front of it, and it keeps the baby there.
Okay.
So the KMC is something that was developed in Colombia a long time ago by a certain doctor when he realized that they didn't have enough incubators to take care of their babies. And so to find a way to help solve that problem, I think he must have been inspired by nature, what he saw in the kangaroo.
Okay.
So what it basically does is that it helps to provide warmth among so many other things for the baby, and it helps with the development of the baby. So the mother would keep the baby on her chest. The baby would just be in a diaper, socks, and a hat. And then she would wrap the baby around her chest with a cloth. And it can be done continuously or intermittently. Okay. But there are a lot of benefits that come from the kangaroo mother care. It helps with the nutrition of the baby. And it also helps with the baby to gain weight. Of course, keeping the baby warm is one of the most obvious things that you would see would come out of that. And it's a practice that is that has been institutionalized for the care of every low birth weight baby, including preterm babies. So that is something we can emphasize when it comes to zero separation for babies and mothers.
Okay. Wow, wonderful. I don't know if you want to add something. Yes. If you want to add something, you can please go ahead.
Okay. So you asked why we celebrate this particular month as Prematurity Month, and we know that globally deaths from prematurity is on the rise. We have about 15 million deaths over the year, and out of 15 million people born preterm, and out of the 15 million, about 1.1 million people die.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's very important, and it's still on the rise. So this is to just increase the awareness and educate mothers about some of the things that they can do, or what we can do, interventions that can be put in place to prevent the birth of preterm babies. And even if these babies are born, what can be done to facilitate their survival. So it's very important. And with the KMC too, there are times that the mother might not be available, but then it's not only provided by mothers. We can have the fathers also providing that. Yeah.
I'm just imagining that.
Oh yeah. When you enter MBU, there is one picture in front of the consulting room where you have the father giving KMC. It's very interesting. Yeah. So.
Oh, I'll try when I go. That might be very nice. I read from somewhere that in Ghana, it appears that we have about 128,000 babies born premature, and about 8,400 of those die before age 5. So I believe this is very important, and we thank God that you are here to educate us about this. And so let me come back to Dr. Victoria. Now, let's now move on to the whole issue about the challenges that, especially those of you who are at the health facility, what you've been experiencing from the mothers or whatever is going on there. Please let us know.
Okay. So to start with, preterm babies are basically babies who are born early. Yeah, born too soon. And too soon typically is less than 37 weeks.
Less than
37 weeks. So in layman's term, in layman's term, it's actually less than 9 months.
Okay.
Yeah, roughly. Okay. Less than 9 months. Okay. But there are different grades of being preterm. I'm actually trying to expand on your question. There are those who are, let's say, extremely preterm, and those people are, let's say, less than 6 months. That's actually less than 28 weeks.
6 months, less than 6 months.
Yeah, you have less than 28 weeks. And then you have those who are somewhere between 28 weeks and 32 weeks. Okay. They are more or less very preterm. Okay. And then you have another group that is somewhere between 32 and then, let's say, 34 weeks, and then 34 to 37 weeks. So we have different grades of preterms.
Okay.
Yeah, and they come based on how early they come. They can have varied complications, the babies themselves. Okay, and there are a whole range of them. typically, some of them have difficulties maintaining their temperature.
Wow.
That's understandable because they are very thin. They have very low fat stores. And then some of them have difficulties maintaining the blood sugar for similar reasons. They are also very prone to infections because they are not well developed in so many different parts of their body. The immune system, for instance, they might come with congenital malformations. Some of them, not all of them.
Okay, you explained that, right?
When I say congenital malformations, thank you for that. That will mean that they might come with problems that they didn't form well. So let's say malformations, like problems with their formation. Yeah, that was right from the uterus, and then, yeah, it wasn't their fault anyway. They just come with problems with their, also with problems with breathing. It's one of their main problems. Okay, some of them are also coming with problems with feeding. They didn't grow enough to be able to suck and also swallow. Okay, yeah. And then some of them, because of how fragile their vessels are, might even come with bleeds in their brain.
Seriously?
Yes, I got you. yeah. I mean, there are people with different complications that might come just because they were born way too soon. So when a child is born preterm, it depends on what the child is coming with.
Okay.
We have to try and tease out the main early complications that they are coming with. Our main thing is, even though you came too early, we should give you the best of treatment. You should be able to survive.
Okay.
Yeah.
So not too early and going to school.
Yes,
somebody
exactly.
told me something. And he said that I went to a certain health program somewhere and then a guy asked, what's the meaning of home call? Gone too soon. And a guy said, home call means if the person dies in the house. Gone too soon if you die before 20 years. Obituary, 60 years above. So the fact that you are born too soon must not be gone too soon.
No, that shouldn't be it. Everybody has a chance. And they do survive. A lot of them do survive.
Okay.
Yeah. So internationally, I should say, I know the youngest person is 21 weeks. 21 weeks averages around, let's say, 4 or 5 months.
Hey.
Yeah, you can have people like that survive.
Wow.
And even in Confanoche, we have 24-weeker, 25-weeker. So
Hey.
25 weeks. I mean, just around, just a little bit less than around 6 months. They can survive and actually be normal human beings, brilliant than the rest of their class.
Oh, really?
I'm telling you for a
Wow,
fact.
that's amazing.
Okay. So then when they come, like I said, they have difficulties in breathing. We need to give some of them oxygen for them to breathe. They have difficulties with feeding. We have to pass a tube through their mouth, sometimes to their tummy, for them to feed with it. They have difficulties with their keeping their sugar levels. So we end up giving them a drip with sugar in it. Okay. Then maintaining their temperature. So then they are going to likely need an incubator or a radiant warmer even before the KMC comes in. Some of them might need that. Yeah. So then back to your question, health personnel might find it difficult meeting these demands if we don't have the equipment to do so. And sometimes in a lot of facilities, including ours, we find ourselves constrained with the kind of equipment available. Not that we don't have it, but because of the usage, that the majority, or let's say the demand of it, or the burden of it. I mean, just imagine Confanoche is a referral hospital. I mean, almost every preterm is coming to MBU. And currently we have like 52% of MBU filled up with preterms. Currently, yeah, about that, yeah. So then, I mean, if all these gadgets are not in sharp use, then you have to start thinking, okay, so who among the 3 preterms I have will need this most? Or, I mean, some of it is not very ideal. Sometimes it ends up being like that, So, like I said, it boils down to the availability of equipment which are in good shape and which can actually serve the purpose some of the times, in fact most of the times.
Now my question is that with what you just said, that who needs it now? Do you have to explain to the parents that, okay, this case is more urgent, we need to use the equipment on, or that one, the parents' concern is not much needed here. I don't know if you understand my point. For people, I know people mostly complain that when it's kind of you know what I'm coming from.
Yes,
so,
yes.
is it that because the equipments are not enough and sometimes you have to make decisions like this, or it doesn't apply there?
So let's see. For instance, there's been. Let me just move to something like a ventilator.
Yes.
A ventilator is a machine that you might need to be on to be able to breathe for you.
Yeah.
And for very sick babies who are not able to breathe all by themselves, you need to put the child on this machine. Otherwise, he would be exhausted. And when children are exhausted, they give up breathing. Once they give up breathing, there's very little you can do to bring them back to life. Okay. So if it happens that, and the ventilator too, most of the time is size specific. You can't use an adult ventilator for a 2-day-old.
Okay.
Yeah. Because its settings are different. I mean, the tubes will not even fit into the baby.
Yes, true.
You can understand that, yeah. So then, if you happen to have a lot of ventilators donated to you, but they wear off quite fast because of the usage of it, and then you happen to have just 2 now in use, then a baby comes, you have to make sure that this baby will be able to survive the ventilator too. It won't be so bad that he will get a ventilator and also die, because everything is time. If you put a very ill baby on a ventilator and the chances of him surviving it is low, you also block somebody who would have also survived on its chances. Okay. So then now you start thinking, okay, this baby has come, he's that bad. Elsewhere, if we had an extra ventilator, you'd have tried it. But this one, if you put him on the ventilator all the same, he's going to actually live on it forever, or he might even die on it.
Wow.
And meanwhile, we are also waiting for somebody who is coming, who has a better chance of being on it. So then you have to make a choice.
Yeah.
And that sometimes is a very difficult choice to make. I hope I've answered you.
This is a problem.
Yes, it is.
This is a problem. I don't know if it was part of your list, but this is a problem. All right, please go ahead.
Yeah, so I guess that is where the equipment and the challenges come in. So
one of the main challenges we see here now is the equipment.
Yes, I would say so. One of the main challenges in our hospital is the availability of equipment. In fact, we should be able to give babies what they would also get if they were in ideal situation. Not ideal, but let's say in other countries. Yes. Let's say that, for instance, let's say in America, you have, I'm just even pushing this a bit further. You have a preterm who will come and will be able to be in the same room as the mother is throughout the whole of the stay of the admission. That's really cool.
Yeah.
But as much as we can, we do the KMC at Confanoche, for instance, but you cannot have enough space for all the mothers. Let's say you have about 100 mothers who are having preterm babies to be in the same room and sleep in the same room as their baby and do this kangaroo mother care 24/7. It won't happen that way. Yes. The best we can do is come and see your baby. He's in an incubator. You see him every 3 hours. But then you have about an hour to maybe 2 hours where you can do the KMC. Then put him back and come again.
Okay.
Yeah. That'll be the best we can do. But still, I think we can even push for something like...
We need more.
I guess so, yes. Not I guess so. We
just
do need more.
We need more. So please, those of us who are watching from the Doha cities and the rest, besides the kid, you have seen you. We need more. So please, we have not gotten there, but I've started. Start getting your money ready. However you want to buy it, please, we need... Doc, you have some pictures you'll show us later, right?
Yeah, surely.
The type of equipment that you need, right?
Yeah.
Yes, we are not there yet, but I just want to create that awareness. Just spread some awareness, not just about education, but equipment awareness, please. So those of you who are watching us live, yes. Before we continue on, Hannah Kome is saying good job. I don't know if you know Hannah. And Nam Ewo, I hope I've mentioned the name right. Yes, he's also watching us. And Jifa Lucy saying, I'm watching. Greetings to Dr. Victoria. All right, so, yes, let's continue. Yes, continue. Dr. Ampofo, yes, you want to share anything with us here?
Okay, so I think Dr. Victoria has elaborated on a lot.
Yes.
And she has stressed on the need for us to create the awareness and get support. Because at the end of the day, I always say this, that it could happen to anyone at all. And when you come in and we have enough equipment, we could provide that kind of quality care to help the baby survive. So it's very important, and I think she has said almost everything.
Okay.
Yeah, but then I think it's very important that we are on this show.
Yeah.
And to also reach out to the audience to make their kind donations. Like you said, we are not there yet, but then I would also hasten to add that the donations are very much needed.
Yes, yes. So let me find out. Preterm and superstition. Especially we find ourselves in Africa where everything we want to, connect it to spiritual matters, and is it always the case that those who are born preterm are spiritual or well, but what is that?
Yes,
you know something like
yes,
that? Okay, so yeah.
I think Ghana, we have majority of the people, or in fact almost everyone in Ghana is religious or attached to a particular faith. And the belief system is something that sort of creeps into the health sector most of the time and causes a lot of challenges, problems here and there. And I remember perfectly well that when I started my rotation, I was at MBU Stable 1. There was a mother I attended to, and she told me that when she gave birth, there was this traditionalist that came around and told her that the baby has a particular condition. She mentioned a tree. I've never heard of that before.
Ashram.
Yeah, ashram. I don't know. Yeah, that's what she said, and that the way the baby is failing to thrive, she doesn't know whether she should request for the baby to be discharged so that she can go and see that traditionalist so that they can help the baby grow and all those things. So there are a whole lot of misconceptions here and there, and I think it's one thing that quickly kills the babies, So it's always important, like we are stressing on the KMC. Dr. Ifua said that it really helps the baby thrive, to gain weight. It prevents infection. It helps them control their temperature. It helps them breastfeed well, and it has a whole lot of benefits. So if we can just, that's why we are here to educate. Once the understanding is there and we can get these mothers to, cooperate, I think it would go a long way to save a lot of babies.
Yes. Let me come back to Dr. Ifua. Before we continue with the other challenges that we'll talk about. At ANC, mothers educated about preterm, or because they don't want to hear that, you don't talk about it to put them in fear, to create the awareness that it can happen to them?
Okay, well, during ANC, usually they talk about danger signs in pregnancy, usually. They would stress more on pregnancy-related issues. I don't really think that the stress is so much on preterm babies and how they are. I think usually what happens is that if a woman comes to the hospital and presents with something that is likely to lead to preterm delivery, it is at that time that the counseling is done. That, oh, mommy, because you are having a high BP, we may need to deliver you before the baby's 9 months is due. So you are very likely to have a preterm delivery, a preterm baby. So you should expect a baby who is small, and this and that and that. That is when the counseling is more likely to be done.
Okay. Is it that it's not predictable? You can't predict it.
Not always.
Not always. But don't mothers need it even the second month, knowing that prepare your mind, and if they are supposed to have a certain lifestyle to, if I use the word prevent it, am I wrong?
You are not wrong.
No, you are not wrong.
To prevent it.
Yes. So that is why it's important for you to continue going for antenatal visits. When you go all the time, there are certain risk factors that will be picked up. For example, if a teenager is attending ANCs, the fact that she's a teenager alone is a risk factor. So everyone, that's a red flag. Someone who presents with high BPs is another red flag. Someone who is having a low-lying placenta, who is likely to bleed, is someone who can also deliver a preterm baby. Someone who uses alcohol, tobacco, does drugs.
Alcohol to do what?
People who abuse.
Okay. I thought they use alcohol to do something special.
No. Substance abuse and
pregnancy.
But there are mothers who drink alcohol.
Why? To sleep?
They used to drink it before pregnancy. They are pregnant, they'll still be drinking alcohol.
Okay, so
I'm just, some of the things you mentioned, I'm just imagining, like, what could be the benefit and the good factors behind, this is, of course, their lifestyle. Sometimes you don't really understand why they'll do that anyway. So, all right, please continue. And then some of the challenges, I think you've mentioned about equipment. I'm sure there are others we have to come back to you.
Oh, let her finish. Yeah.
Okay, so usually if you notice that someone has ruptured membranes before their time, the water has broken before time.
Yes.
It's very likely that the person would have a preterm delivery. So all those things are things that would prompt health workers to start counseling the parents that, look, because of this condition that you have, we'll have to deliver you early. Sometimes via CS or sometimes on their own, but definitely you will have a preterm baby, and that's when the counseling is done. So the only helpful thing would be to continue attending antenatal when you're supposed to, or report to your health worker whenever you see that there's anything amiss during pregnancy.
All right, so before we continue, somebody has just asked a question. I want us to answer the person. Please, who is at risk of giving birth too soon?
Okay, so I think we've just talked
You've
about
mentioned some of them.
things.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, of course. Yeah, you said the teenager, and then the alcoholic and the rest. Yes. So please, Georgina Watson. So yes, the thing that Doc has just mentioned, these people put themselves into a risk. Yes. All right. Now let's continue with
Can I also add that apart from the risk factors we've mentioned, if we actually stress on something, there are people who don't have any risk factors. I mean, it's easy to pick up diabetes, for instance, or infections in the body, or maybe like say urinary tract infections, or even malaria, or somebody who has poor support, like the teenage person or a single mother, or somebody who is having domestic abuse as a mother.
Yes.
Like there are so many psychosocial issues that can let a woman deliver early. But then some people don't have a recognizable cause. So anybody is at risk of having a preterm child.
Okay. Because you're talking about 37 weeks.
Yes. Yeah. Another thing too is like multiple gestations, twins and triplets and the like. They also can come early.
Okay. Wow. All right. So please continue with the challenges. I know we've mentioned about the equipment. Are there other challenges we want to look at?
Yes, surely. Well, like Bright was saying, there's also the misconception that a lot of people have. That's also one major challenge we might face. Because if somebody thinks that, or somebody is able to convince a mother that your preterm child is Asram, the chances that when the child is sick or having some difficulty, or when the mother has some difficulty, is going to visit the health facility, even the chances that the mother would not kill the child is even lower. Come to think of it, So then, we've had a lot of interesting cases sometimes, like Bright was saying.
Can I hear some of that?
Someone recently shared a story.
Okay.
Just this Saturday that she had a preterm child, and that was because she had preeclampsia, which is basically her blood pressure going very high up during pregnancy. So she had to be delivered of the child to save her life. Okay. So this child came and was small, and they are small, they are tiny, they have a lot of veins that are visible on their skin. That's because their skin is transparent, but they are still as active and all that.
When you say the transparent,
Oh,
I'm a gadget guy.
Thin skin.
Okay, not
Thin
like
skin.
you can see the lungs and everything.
Oh no. That would be very scary. Thin skin. So it's as if you see more tiny veins on the skin than what you see in your skin. That's what I mean by transparent. But in a lot of people's minds, that is typical ashram. Hey, these veins, that is ashram. So then the next thing is we have to give the child herbal medication. We have to put, sometimes they let them drink so many concoctions. They are giving them some through the anal region. I mean, a whole lot of things. They are putting things on their cord, so many things just to, in their mind, let them get better or get that ashram label from them. But these are the things that actually kill them. They easily predispose them to infections. And like we said, they are not able to mount enough resistance against infections because they don't have very robust immune systems. So that's when they end up deteriorating. So then the current thing that is a challenge in that is the misconceptions a lot of people have. I mean, preterms are also human beings.
Yes. Nobody
they have the chance.
Nobody wish for that. Yes.
To
That's
get
true.
better and even bigger.
That's true. Yes.
So that's one thing we face at times as a challenge. Then the support.
Yes.
The support that these preterm mothers would need, especially when they go home. So in the hospital, there are talks to them. They receive a lot of counseling before they go home. They see also other mothers. And currently, as we are celebrating the Prematurity Week, we are going to invite a lot of mothers whose kids are now 2 years and 1 year. They were preterms and were on admission, but they have sort of graduated. Yes.
So
we are going to do a graduation. Yes, we are
graduating the babies or the mothers.
Well, actually, if you look at it, it's the two of them. But it's mainly the babies who are going to be celebrated on the Wednesday, that's 17th. They are going to be in their dresses. How do you call them? They are going to have a gown, and then they are going to be giving certificates and all that. Yes, and we will let these mothers speak to some of the people who are currently on admission. I mean, there are so many ways of getting support. But we are trying as health personnel to just make sure that we just get the older mothers to speak to the younger mothers. But sometimes there are genuine mothers who fail to get this support just based on the kind of mindset a lot of people in their families have. Because now let's say you had a CS, you're already recuperating, now you're going home with a preterm. You've been taught a lot of things in the hospital. They said you have to exclusively breastfeed the child. You are already a new mother. You are now struggling with feeding this child. And then you go and then you meet an in-law who you are living with actually, and he says that, my friend, this is ashram. you better do. So now then you might not have that kind of power and empowerment to actually just stand on your ground and say, no, this child of mine is fine. It's going to be fine. I'll just have to comply with what they are saying, the immunizations, the feeding schedules and all that. So right now, that's also one of the challenges we face, and that's our focus on support. And that's why we are also encouraging and educating a lot of people with this medium that they have a chance to survive, and it's a very real thing. They do survive. I do have preterms, by the way.
Oh, you haven't experienced that?
I do have preterms. Yes. Yeah.
Okay, that's nice. Why? Wonderful. Okay. Wow.
I caught you by surprise, right?
No, because I've seen them. And they are so wonderful. I mean, I just enjoy looking at them. All right, so for the sake of my listeners at this one price, sir, I still want to ask this question. Georgina is still asking this question. Please, what is ashram? Is there really a condition like that? Hey, until we do patrol. Does you know ashram? So what is ashram?
Else wants to talk about it. I think it's the local people are the ones who define ashram. I know there are different types of ashram. I am not really sure of exactly what it entails, but usually when you have very ill babies, they tend to classify them as ashram. And usually they will talk about the fact that they need herbal medication and other things. It's not an illness that requires a doctor to help cure. That's basically the understanding. You are wasting the baby's time and your own time.
When your doctor said, where did you drew?
Exactly. So that is the understanding we have when it comes to.
But preterm, if nothing at all, they are supposed to be at the facility for a while. So then when do these mothers come in and then complain ashram, even at the facility they force I think you mentioned something like that.
It's not like the mothers are forced, like Dr. Vicky said. Sometimes you have the father or some of the relatives putting pressure on the mother to get the child out of the hospital facility to see a traditionalist. So I believe the mother came to disclose that, and I did my best to talk to the mother. So health workers, when you come to the MBU, you meet a lot of staff who give encouragement and support the mothers over there. They encourage them to keep breastfeeding. It's a whole lot of stress they go through, so they need all the support. I think KMC is also about supporting the mothers too, so we do that as well. Okay. So
can I add something about ashram?
Yes, please.
Yeah. So a lot of our older, should I say older, or traditional, or yeah, but our a lot of people believe that say anybody share kwala otuminya ashram.
Yes, I've heard that before.
Yeah. So it's like somebody has given the child an illness. So if we have to correct it, it's not by hospital medication. That's the belief. It's a very strong belief.
So hospital near anybody.
Debbie.
Anybody fifi.
Well.
Anybody is really anyone do well.
Yeah. You see. So that's a very and many a times you find that our beliefs can even color. It can color even our education sometimes. It can be that tough to actually reverse that. Even educated people, you find some people who actually hold on to this very well. So that is one thing. They have different kinds of ashram, like if I was saying, they have what they call ashram tomatoes, ashram.
Ashram Bodejo. And then do. And
yeah. So then that's and they have certain specifications. A lot of their specifications that will let them say that this is ashram. You find a lot of them on the preterm child. Like I was saying that they have this thin skin that will let them look transparent. The thin transparent skin that will let you see some visible veins and all that. But this is actually not ashram. And as much as they might suspect that the child has been given a chronic illness, it's best that you just let us investigate. There are some children who the mothers have thought is ashram. You go into it and you realize that she has a heart problem from birth. That is causing them not to gain weight. So and then you realize that this is correctable. So it's best that you bring the child to the hospital. You might think that it's ashram. Everybody is telling you it's ashram. Just come and then tell us that this is what they are saying. Please check for me. We are able to do that for you. We're able to tell you that this is what we also think. Say, you go on with the feeding, do this and do that. Come back again and let's see. It's better you don't settle strongly for a belief like that, because most of the time then herbs are going in sometimes cow dung is going to be put on some very interesting places. Cow dung, no, they put things on the baby and on the so just all in the name of correcting this.
I hope you didn't do that to me.
You wouldn't be here if you did that, I'm sure. So you see, Yeah, that's the whole message.
That's
These
serious.
are myths. They are not true. So
Okay.
please just come if you think your baby has a problem.
Wow.
Yeah.
There's a question that's not clear.
Okay.
So I don't know if you understand. Is it only mothers who give the KMC? Yeah, it's not really clear. Please, Adam Yanka, please. Adam Yanka, there's also to other. Yeah, I'm sure you may know Adam Yanka, right? So Adam, please come again with the question. I don't know if you understand. Is it only mothers? Probably.
No, I think the question is.
Yeah,
the question
is
is clear.
only mothers who give? Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like who give the KMC?
Yeah.
Or who provide those things. But I think you said that men can also do that, right? Yes. So yes, Adam, the question was answered earlier that fathers can also do that, and you encourage fathers to do that. Yes.
Yeah, grandmothers and aunties, sisters.
Hey, grandmothers and aunties.
Everybody with a chest.
It
Everybody
doesn't
with a
matter whether
chest.
flat or big.
You know.
Sarah.
Yeah.
You can have a set of twins or triplets, and you need more than one person to help to do the KMC.
Okay, that's good. That's true. That's true. All right. This one I'll see later. It says that bravo to Tim Bright, Tifua, and Vicky. That's Abubakar Abdullah. Yes. Justice is saying, I love to see doctors. May God bless your efforts. Yeah. So greetings to Dr. Vic. Good evening. All right. So please now let's talk about. I don't know if you have already touched on the solutions. Maybe through the COVID, or you have other things to share about the solutions.
Okay, so to start with, we need to educate ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why we are here.
Yes, and
to
thank
just everyone to
really wonderful. Yeah.
to know what is on the ground. I mean, prematurity can happen to everybody or anybody, any family, and one way you can prevent it is through the ANC by taking it seriously. Yes, there they can pick up the risk factors easily and then manage it as much as possible.
Okay.
Another way is even preconceptional clinics. So before a couple decide to have a baby, they should go for a checkup so that they see the kinds of, they can pick up things which are treatable or conditions which will need to be managed. They are not treatable.
This is new to me. Aside people going to check their blood, kind of whether it's AS, SS,
Oh yeah.
you still have that option.
Yeah, you do. We do.
Of checking
to see whether, for instance, you might never know who. There might be some things which are hidden. I mean, there's a blood test that will easily tell you are AS, you are SS. That will be most likely when you are getting married. A lot of churches would ask for that, and some people just do that too, even without the church asking. But before you want to have a child, it's high class recommended, and a lot of obstetricians, gynecologists also talk to their patients about this. So that you, like I said, you never know what is hiding under your skin.
You know why I'm laughing?
No.
For us, go for your honeymoon and start producing.
I know, right? But that's really not right. I mean,
Really?
for instance, like I said, you might have some infection hiding somewhere, urinary tract infection. You might not really have thought about that. This is what is giving you all these symptoms. You might have somebody who has a thyroid problem, but it's minimal. Then afterwards in pregnancy, it flares up. Okay. So, and then especially when you've had a preterm baby before, for whatever reason, you should go for a checkup before you have another.
This is I like this, and I think that our counselors need to be part of their topics, because we all talk about check your blood group. It's SS. Then you're good to go. That was it. I mean, this is new to myself. This is the first. It means I don't know. This is the first time I'm hearing this, and I guess we'll have to talk about it, and especially even at the church level, we need to educate people about all these things, because just marry, go to honeymoon, and start work. And then they fool now. Or are you saying that after and you have an experience of preterm, then before you go for the second born, or
For the
in our
first time.
case,
For the first
for
time.
the first
For
time.
the first time, yes. You should
And
have.
that means
yeah.
you have to do it before you marry.
It should be part of the surely.
That's why, then I guess it should be part of our counseling.
Yeah,
So,
like how, yeah,
the
like you're
director,
saying.
the director is listening. They are counselors, and I'm sure they'll put it part
Surely.
of their counseling scheme, because I think it's very important.
Yeah. So that's another thing. And then now I've been derailed. What were we talking about?
Yeah, we're talking about the solutions.
Yeah, surely. So the prevention,
Mm.
and then a lot of, like I said, education about what it actually means to have a preterm baby, the things you would expect from a preterm baby, and even what you would expect when you are called by your wife or the hospital that you have a preterm child.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the things that you do, the hospital would do a lot for the child. But sometimes there's a lot of burden on the parents. Not all these services might be free, depending on the kind of complications the child would come with.
Okay.
And depending on how long even the child might stay in the hospital for the complications they are coming with. Okay. So, we do counsel the mothers on admission. We do try with the equipment we have. The solutions, like I was saying, we would plead that if, especially this month, if you have the ability to, just walk into a nearby hospital and then ask about, are there any preterm mothers around? Is there any way I can financially support any of them?
Oh, okay.
Okay, what are your preterm needs?
Okay.
There are people who do that. And for us, we have challenges, a lot of challenges with equipment. It's not just Confanoche, it runs through a lot of hospitals. When you speak to others in the regional hospital and all that, you realize that what happens ideally is that every baby has a set of equipment that will not be used on another baby for infection prevention. Yeah, so you go to other places, you realize that there's a baby in an incubator, he has a pulse oximeter to himself, he has, let's say, a stethoscope to himself, he has a lot of things that you would just work on that baby and not transfer to another baby, because it's easy to transfer infection from one child to the other. Preterms are very delicate for us, but we don't have that luxury.
Wow.
We don't have that luxury, and it's actually not the best. So as much as possible, one of the solutions we are looking out for is a lot of donations to let these babies survive to their best capacity, and they can survive.
Okay.
Yes. On our part, we are doing a lot of, so we are also working hard with what we have to get them to survive. We are counseling the parents, letting them come for reviews afterwards, whereby we ensure that they are apt with their immunization, they are apt with their feeding, they are gaining weight well. Then we also check to see whether their development is apt. We can encourage them. If there's any supplements that they should be on, we ensure that they are on, and then we see them on a regular basis till they graduate. Like a couple of people are graduating. Even after that, we still have contacts with them.
Okay.
They are like our support group that we can easily call when we are having such functions and all that.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Now you spoke. Please finish. Okay.
No,
so
you go
you
ahead.
spoke about people working to the hospital, and then if they can make
donations, yes.
Does it mean the treating is expensive? That's why the public need to come into support. Imagine treating the baby from. How long will you have to keep the baby who is born preterm at the facility? Does it demand a certain number of months or days or something?
It depends on how preterm the baby is.
Right. So
That's
if
one.
it is extreme,
Yes, the baby will be there for
3
quite
months.
some time.
So imagine
Well,
3 months. 3 months.
No,
Maybe not.
it
No.
depends on how the
2
baby
months?
also picks up.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's
Yeah.
take that.
Let's take
the
it.
highest 2 months.
Let's use a month as.
Oh, okay, a month. So
But-
you being admitted at a month, being treated with all of these equipments means that it's going to be very expensive.
Yes, because the mother will be with us the whole time. Think about her feeding.
Wow.
Think about the money that she'll be spending on medications for the baby and investigations as well for the baby, depending on what the baby presents with.
Wow.
And then other minor things that she may need to take care of, especially if the mother herself is also now recuperating. If she's not completely well, needs attention at the maternity.
Yeah.
So
Yes. I really get your point. I think this is very critical here.
It is.
We only concerned about the children's home, but this is also another point that we have to talk about. It's
Yeah.
only just going to the children's home because you can imagine about 100 people, maybe 10 can pay 90. I know how much I paid when my boy was admitted at MBU, and wasn't less than 2,000. So I'm just imagining how much it will cost. So I guess, please, before I come to our doctors, as you are listening to us here, we want to send this message across. And let's talk about this at the church. Let's talk about this even at the trotro, wherever we find ourselves, that we have situation whereby people need our financial support at the hospital. Is it so difficult to find? Because this is the first time hearing that somebody walking to the facility, please, can I donate something to preterm? I have never heard anything like this before. Is it something that you're starting new?
No, it's not something we are starting. Some people do that, but there are few anyway.
Yeah, it's not really out there.
Yeah,
seriously.
Yeah, there are few. Yes, we've had a couple of organizations mostly, but
Okay.
I'm told that in a lot of other hospitals, people just come in and say that, okay, this is where your mothers are staying. We want to just refurbish this. Because I sent you a couple of pictures. If you could just have a look
producer,
at some
please,
of,
we want to use the pictures now. Maybe as they come on the screen, then you explain them to us. I think we have more than 20 pictures there. So please, can you project the pictures for us? Currently, we are watching our three wonderful doctors. Yes. But before you leave, you show that we'll tell you to celebrities. Yes, people will know you outside. All right, so let's look at the first image here, Doc. You seen it? So
yes.
You can speak into the microphone as well. Yeah.
Yes.
Or you want to go up there? You want to take the microphone and explain things up there?
Oh no, I could do it from
Okay.
there. So we are looking at annex. This is where mothers with preterms stay. This is in Confanoche.
Okay.
This is the old. So it's the old MBU that has been made into this. Okay, it was quite innovative of them to do that.
Okay.
But this is the few beds we have, and the few lucky mothers who are able to stay with their preterms together.
Is that a Kangaroo thing?
Pardon me. You want to
Producer, please go back. Producer, can you go back? The woman there, is it doing the Kangaroo thing?
No. I can't see that very well. Okay. I can't see that very well. But I'm sure that you get a picture with Kangaroo, yes. So, yes, this is how their room looks like currently. Okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we have about just 8 beds. So it's only 8 people who can just stay at the same time with their babies throughout, let's say 24 hours. The rest of them, like I said, they go and come.
Let's see this picture. Also Confanoche.
This is Confanoche, but this is where the women who don't have, so this is where the rest of the mothers stay. Let me put it that way. You saw some 8 beds.
Yes.
That is where they sort of stay annexed. They stay together with their babies. But the rest of the women who are the majority, whose babies are at MBU, this is their room. This is how they are. I mean, basically, they use the beds on the floor at night. They spread it on the floor at night.
So, in general, what are we lacking here?
We don't have a bed. This is mattress you are seeing now.
Wow. So
Yeah,
please,
it's mattresses that
I pray that this image goes viral. If you're okay with that companies and institutions will see this, that we need donation of beds.
Okay, surely.
Is that the case? Is it okay to go viral that we need, because we are of course we are live.
Yeah, surely.
We need beds.
Yeah, they would love to have beds, but this is their how do I put it? This is their innovation, because there are quite a number of mothers. If you've seen MBU, you would have more than 120 babies at a time. So these 120 mothers, let's just say that each mother has 1 baby. They would have to occupy a space like that. Okay. And just imagine, these are mothers, some of them have had CS, some of them have, I mean, they're preterm mothers too. They are, whilst they are on... Yeah, that's how they sleep.
It's a preterm...
We understand this particular woman
is... a preterm issue.
Yeah, if a woman is a preterm mother, let me put it that way, I mean, basically, apart from those at our necks, the rest of them, this is where they stay.
My goodness. Producer, please go back. Kindly go back. I can even see someone with, I don't know how to call it, back there behind the wall. I don't know.
No, nobody is. That is more or less their
Okay, so
materials. It's not a human being. No, nobody is there. Nobody is there.
Nobody sleep there.
You mean?
He's talking about the.
That is like a box, an
Yeah, the
open box,
box.
something that somebody want to sleep on.
Yeah.
Please, this is a matter of urgency. Please, we need somebody. These mattresses are even so flat. Georgina, this is the current situation. That is why doctors are here, pleading to the public. We need beds. These children came before their time, but we should not punish them. And Kofanache is doing their best, but now they are calling on the general public to also come in and support. I mean, imagine where they are sleeping. Imagine somebody will see us or what choice would this mother have?
And the
This is
push
even
for discharge.
Kofanache. And you're not there. My goodness. Doc, answer come.
Yes, please. Yeah. This is for a few of them too.
I'm sure some people are wondering if it is really.
Well, this is real. This is real. But we will need, for their discretion, we wouldn't want to send
Share their
pictures of their faces
Yes,
there.
not at
Yeah,
all.
I mean the ones that
Not at all.
pictures of their faces.
Producer,
are
please move on.
part.
But this is the reason why we are calling for support. Right.
Yes, part of the reasons why we are calling for support.
Yes, very, very urgent. Very, very urgent. Huh. So, Mr. Isaac Edu, Doha City, please organize yourselves together with your people. Come and support us. Can we still look more pictures?
Move on to the other
please move
pictures.
on.
I think we took pictures of equipment as well. That
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. So this is a perfuser. You see that there's a syringe there with fluid in it.
Okay.
So
This is connected to the, should I say, cannula, or what we used to give a drip for some of the babies. But we are very limited in the number. It's actually very scarce. So sometimes you need to give something at a very low drop weight, and you are forced, if you don't have it, you are forced to improvise.
Wow.
Okay. Yeah. So it's one of the things that, I mean, people can actually donate to us, and people have donated.
This
Yes.
equipment.
yes, please.
Would the person have to buy it from outside the country or in Ghana?
In Ghana, there I should send you the number of some suppliers.
Yes,
that,
maybe.
yeah.
I don't know if producer will take it, and then as we maybe before we end the program, we'll project it
Surely.
on the screen.
I'll-
So
I
producer will
should
come for
send
the
that to
number,
you.
or you
Yes,
send it
please.
on WhatsApp.
Yeah, I'll
and
send
then
it to you by
forward
WhatsApp.
to
So
you.
that should work.
Yes. All right, producer, please let's move on to the next image.
Okay, so this is what they call a CPAP, and it's let me say it's a device that
Delivers oxygen to the preterms.
Okay,
Okay.
babies.
Preterm babies. It helps them to breathe easily.
Okay.
It's also very scarce to find around.
Does it mean we only have just few in the
Well,
confidential?
just few, yeah. You can actually count with the fingers of one hand how many you can find at MBU at
Wow.
the preterm.
No, but the situation is serious. So
You
we
understand?
are talking about people who come to Konfanoche with preterm, and those who are being referred from different facilities
Exactly.
to Konfanoche.
So it runs down very fast.
Does it break down?
Yes, that's what I mean. Like it breaks down with the number of people who get to use it.
Serious. So,
So you can actually move on to the next.
all right,
one.
producer, please move on. Okay, well, what is
Yeah,
this?
so this actually you're seeing more or less a light source.
Light source,
Yeah,
okay.
light source. So that's also something that is quite necessary. This the what you're seeing is the blue light. That's
Blue
given by
blue
the
light, yes,
yeah, by
yes.
the equipment on top. So
Yes.
that's the phototherapy
Yes,
unit.
my daughter was on it
Yeah.
for about 6 days. Is it only for jaundice, or it's also used for other things? This one the jaundice type.
Jaundice.
Jaundice. Okay. And you also need more of this.
Yeah, so this is a radiant warmer. So it helps give them warmth.
Producer, go back to the blue light. I want to ask a question.
Okay.
Yes. Can it change the color of a skin of a baby?
Can it change the color of the skin of
Yes.
a baby? How do you mean?
Like, we can't tree. Almost we can't move the tree.
Say a best sound.
You won't know a fair. Or there we are 6 days and I feel chocolate.
Most likely the fairness was the jaundice. So now you've removed the jaundice. So yeah.
So we party. The ones I want your cocoa.
Yes. So I wouldn't say that it's going to make a fair-skinned baby dark.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Yes. Very clear. Please move on.
Yeah. So that's, like I said, the radiant warmer. It gives warmth to the babies. Like I said, they come and they will need extra warmth. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
And then that is the ventilator I mentioned. So this is an equipment that connects to other tubes to help the babies to breathe. Yes, and we are very limited in this.
Wow.
So that's an incubator that you're looking at. It also provides warmth and humidity, moisture to the babies.
Okay.
It's quite regulated and it's quite useful in fact, it's necessary in pretimes.
Okay.
Yeah, and in fact, in a lot of neonate as well. Let me put it that way. You are seeing
How
another.
many do you have? Or you cannot give-
On
you can't
top
give
of
us?
my head, I can count about, let's say, 10.
Huh?
There are
Hey.
no wait. Oh, maybe there are a little bit more than 10. Yeah, some of them are also
Producer, your machine.
scattered. So if you look at
Producer.
it, you won't get more than
Producer,
20.
your machine.
You might not get more than 20 in MBU.
Hi.
Yeah, as for 10, it's like an underestimation. I was just looking at the preterm nuku, what is there, but you might have about around 20. So
It's
if
good
you're
I'm wearing
looking
those
at-
masks.
Oh.
Because I'm still opening my mouth. Hey, 10, 20, like even
Yeah,
20
you're looking
crowns
at
too.
20, but yeah, but mind you, a lot of hospitals need this. And then Confanochi is who, because we are more or less the referral center, I always
And
break
then put
down
more
very
20,
fast.
no?
Okay. So I think we've also talked about that. That's also a radiant warmer that we are looking at.
Yes.
Yeah. And then.
Producer, go on. This is also incubator.
Yeah, that's an incubator there.
Okay. All right, so I guess
that's it.
That's it. Yes, that's
Okay.
it. Yes. And these even lose new, so it means that we say buy share and trade. Yes, but we need more. It means that
Surely.
all right, so I'm using lots of words. But the most important thing, please, we want to solve this problem with you. We spoke about so many things, and yes, please, producers asking for the number because we need to move to that level.
I've sent them to you.
Okay.
I've sent them to
we need to
numbers
move to
you.
that level. My dear people of God, we thank God for CCR Ghana Radio, and we thank God for the lives of our medical officers who are here. Please, all that we are asking of you this month especially, we want to celebrate your life for thinking about these babies who did not choose to be born preterm. And it has happened, but we have to do everything possible to make them survive. The church calls us a militant church. We are supposed to defend the soul that comes in. So please, we have shown you pictures of the items that we need. Maybe you may not be able to purchase them. You don't even know where to get them. But you can go to Confanoche. Do they have to come straight to the MBU? Where do you have to come to so that they can take them through that process of donating?
Oh, surely. They can come to MBU. They should, they can come to MBU.
They should come to you. I know it's very restrictive area. So
Surely, when you come and then you speak to the people at the desk, you'll be shown where to speak to who. Doesn't mean that
Okay.
you are entering the MBU itself. Surely visit us. We'll be glad to have you.
okay, all right. So and is there a particular cut, amount that if you don't have that amount, you can't come and donate?
Oh no, please. We'll take anything. I mean,
Sir,
the main
50
thing is
series, 100 series is fine.
everything is fine. It's just the cause and then the motive behind it.
Okay.
That matters.
Okay.
Yeah. We wouldn't say that you should come with 1,000 Ghana cedis and nothing less. No, we wouldn't do that. Even if you might not have it in cash or you would want it to give it in kind. I mean, everything is.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you can also choose where you want to donate, either to the baby's financial support or equipment, or let me come to any of you. Yes, please.
Well, it's a free will thing. We are not really forcing anyone to do anything. We just wanted you to know about preterm babies and their challenges so that you could see how to help. So if you are touched by our message and you'd want to do anything at all to help, we would be glad to receive whatever you are willing to give.
Okay. Before 17th, let me come to Dr. Mpafo. Do you have some lineups, activities doing before, or everything is on 17th?
Oh no, we scheduled some activities for the week. So today, for instance, we had a presentation on neonatal pleural effusion by one of the doctors at the MBU.
Okay.
So basically, we'll be having talks on some of the issues that easily affect these babies here.
Okay, so before I come to you, so if you're watching us on CCR Ghana Radio, the numbers are attached to the images as they roll. 0244.
No, I think if these are the numbers I gave you, that's where you can use to.
These are the numbers, right?
These
Donate?
are the ones, not to donate, but these are where they sell medical equipment.
Oh, okay.
That's where
please, let's check it. These are where you can find them.
The medical equipment, yeah, you can actually.
So the suppliers.
Yes, the suppliers of the medical equipment.
Okay.
This is there are
Okay.
some of them that you can
Do
actually.
you have a mobile number if somebody else wants to donate?
Yes, please. We do.
All right, so let's have that one.
um,
Producer will add it, then we'll explain to our followers and listeners. By the way, we have over 38,000 followers on CCR Ghana Radio across the world. Those who have just even liked that. And by every program, we have more than 1,000 to 2,000 people watching and following us. So I believe that we will have somebody who is being touched to either buy or donate to support. So let us have this. So 17th is this Wednesday.
Yes, please.
Yes, this Wednesday. So what is going to happen on Wednesday? When are you starting, and what should people expect?
Okay, so on the 17th, our main activity is the graduation. That is coming up, where we are graduating 15 preterms.
15.
It's going to be a beautiful ceremony. Yes, 15 of them.
What about the... or you couldn't get them to come?
How do you mean?
Like, I know that by the end of the year, you may have over 100 people.
You know, when I say we are graduating 15, it's a particular age range that we are looking at. There are a lot of preterms who are not there, because, for instance, the 15, the oldest is, I think, 2 years. 2 years.
Okay.
So it's something that we do every year too. So for now, for this particular year, we've marked 15 people that we are going to graduate. And as part of the activities, even before Wednesday, we are doing a lot of radio presentations like we are here right now. And then we are also educating a lot of women at the ANC clinics. This is even just a little bit peculiar to Konfanoche. All around the country, there are so many activities going on. People have gone to churches, to markets, to so many different public places to create awareness about prematurity, to create awareness about preterms, to talk to mothers, to just let people know that this is what is on the ground. These are children who have the ability to survive for a very long time. These are children who can be helped to also be the best that they can be. Yes, and our main theme being that we should not separate them from their parents and not from their mothers.
Okay, the zero separation.
Yeah.
Yes, wonderful, wonderful. Okay, so as Dr. Vic helps us to get the number, let me just quick one read what our dear sister Jifa Lucy Atigla wrote here. So my name is Jifa, mother of 3 children who were all born prematurely. I stayed in this room for 3 weeks. In 2017.
I know, right?
She said it wasn't an easy moment at all. When my second child was born prematurely, it was a difficult moment for her. And now we are celebrating you, Jifa. If you have not been graduated, please 17 go for graduation. All right. So as Doc helps us to get, please, any final words for us? Yes. Any final words for us as our time? Yes.
Okay. So the main thing we would want to leave with everyone is the need to support families with preterm babies. As you've heard, it's not easy to go through it for mothers and other members of the extended family, especially when they have other little ones at home they've not seen for long and their baby's not doing well.
Okay.
We need to help them as much as possible. Give them encouraging words. If that's the only thing you can do, it will go a very long way to help them go through the whole process. Yes, but any other way that we can use to support them, our presence and our gifts and other things are more than welcome. And then when they go home, we need to step in and help out with the care of the babies. The KMC that we talked about, we mentioned that it's not only mothers or fathers who can do it. So if there's anyone else in the house who can help do all that, they will be more than welcome. Yes, so support is very important for them.
Let me come to Dr. Ampo for speak to the men. What support can we give to these mothers?
Okay, so how well a baby would do or thrive in the early years I think it goes a long way even before conception. And during the time the mother conceives or the lady conceives, the stress, I think it's also one of the factors that could affect the development of the baby. So we should, the men especially, we should be able to provide enough support, assistance, trying to also assist in some of the responsibilities or duties here and there. Then even after birth, some of the things that we can do to assist the ladies here is also very important. You see most of them coming around and they don't have that kind of support of the husband. Particularly, there was one lady yesterday, I think, when she came around, we asked of the husband's contact, and she doesn't have the number in mind. So,
I mean, husband, not like...
Yeah, the husband.
So, I mean, not like future husband.
Yeah.
Husband,
because the man has not been supportive. Yeah, so it's very important that along the line we show love, like we come around, we give encouraging words, we support them, because it's not just in health, it's mental too. So if we can support, it's very important.
It's interesting. When I hear these words, I feel like it's like we are just creating stories, but if I get to know that these things are really happening in our time, in our current generation, then we have a long way to go, and a lot of education must go down there. All right, please. So we have the number here: 054-8502-340. You can donate your support. I think it's known as Little Step Foundation. That's the name.
Yes,
so
Little
that's the name
Step
you'll
Foundation.
find on Momo when you're sending?
Yes, please. And just state that it's MBU. Little
Okay,
Step
so the
Foundation,
reference is
MBU. Yeah,
Alright,
MBU
so-
cut. Yeah.
Okay. So please, the reference is MBU. You have to add cat.
No, that's okay.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
MBU should do.
MBU. So please, especially from tonight till Wednesday, we want to see this. We want to see your love for these children. We want to see your love support CAT MBU so that they can also do their possible best to save these children. One day, pretend we can become a president, and by your small donation can help somebody be able to also get equipment that we can help to survive. God bless us all. I know you guys can do this. I know you. I was taking final message if I didn't come to you. Of course, you said much, but and you want to say hi to somebody, I'll come at you. You can think of them.
I want to say hi to somebody.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to say hello to Kofi Damwabafo.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Oh yes. Oh yes. Oh yes.
He's my number one fan.
I know, right?
And then my mom, God bless her heart.
Mommy too.
Yes, and then all the staff at MBU, they are doing great.
You know, I'm looking at
Very
your
good.
face. You skipped something.
I did.
Yeah.
Well, I'm saying, okay, yes, all preterm mothers.
Sure. No. You still skipped it.
Wait, I'm not done. No. I'm not done. The way you're looking at me, I'm not done. All preterm mothers
Okay, go ahead.
for keeping it up. I mean, there are women who are basically doing this fighting by themselves with very little support. I think they are doing such a great job.
Yes, very true.
I want to say hello to Dr. and Mrs. Planjro, Dr. Eno, Dr. Nana. In fact, a lot of them are watching us now. I'm sure of our 30
Wonderful.
something thousand, yes. You said I've skipped something there. I know everybody else who is watching. I have to say that.
No.
Who have I skipped? Yeah, if you tell me I'm in trouble, eh?
You think you know who?
Yeah.
You know.
Probably any child or
I've been Sunday we catch a woman. Mama one chia what? I'm saying before you get yourself into trouble.
I know, right? When I said my mom, I was thinking of them as well. Yeah. They've been wonderful.
Yes. All right. So the time for food, please.
special greetings to my mom, my uncle, Dr. K.O. Nchweji,
Okay.
my siblings, Joanna, Ode, Kojajman, then my colleagues at MBU,
Okay.
especially Bernice.
All right.
Yeah.
Especially, yeah.
Oh yeah, she's more like today I'm doing night duty and I'm always with her. So
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
she's
Come on, out to me.
please don't put me in trouble. Yeah.
All right. Yes, please. Look. Yes.
So special regards to Edem Kwame Yanka and Irama and Kuju. I'd like to also say hi to Kukwa Thompson
Okay.
and my parents. I would also like to say hi to Hannah Kome for helping cover some duties to pay the way for us to be
that's
here.
one. And she was
so
watching
many,
as well.
Yes.
Oh,
I would
wow.
also like to say thank you to everyone at CAF MBU. Our bosses have been greeted. So that one day we are on top of something.
All right. Thank you so much. And I want to remind you once more, please. The number is still on the screen. The Momo number is still on the screen. In fact, the how copies to be free here. We want people to donate. We want people to support this agenda. Very important. So if you go to Confanache MBU, yes, you will find these activities going on, and they are thriving. They are working 24/7 so that they will save lives of these children. So please, let us do our best to help support and also save these young children. Yes, very important. And And thank you everyone who joined us this night for your health our concern. God bless you, Jifa.
Lord, I believe that you heal me. Father, heal me. Lord, I believe that you heal me.
Our brother Justice was asking me that, Mr. Host, do you want to see the lands of these children? Are they where they are?
Father, heal me. Lord, I believe.
So I want to say thank you. God bless you. And it is our prayer that all these children that comes to your care will survive. I pray that the Lord will grant you special grace, special anointing. That those that have extreme cases, you will have the capacity to be able to help save these children. Even though that the people think that they have to go to a certain malam, you guys will have the capacity. Your encouragement alone will bring healing and also psychological care to these men. So I want to thank you, Dr. Yanka, and thank you, Dr. Ampofu, thank you, Dr. Bafo. Right?
Yes, that's
good.
it.
Good. All right, thank you so much, and God bless you, my dear friends, my dear people of God, wherever you watched us from. God bless us all, and we shall come to your way again tomorrow, next week, 6 p.m. exactly. But for now, we say bye-bye.